Hello guys, once again welcome to Semenshia Farms, and my name is Fred. As you guys can see, I am here at the farm and it's amazing to be back here again. As you all know, I have been out of the farm for about 6 months in the States, in California, basically taking care of some family matters, but it was an amazing trip. You guys saw that I did a lot of work whilst I was in the US as well, but that is great. Now I'm back here, and one thing that I wanted to talk to you guys about today is the question that most of you have been asking me. How do you get good workers at your farm, Fred? How are you able to do all these projects, and where do you get workers from? And today I want to share that experience with you so that whatever project that you're thinking about doing on the continent of Africa, you have an experience of how and where to source sort of your workers and how I have done it. Maybe you can learn something from it. So that's what we're going to be talking about. But before we go into more details about that, I want to say a big thank you to all our followers that have been supporting this channel. Massive thank you to all of you. The interaction, I love seeing your comments, so please continue to comment. Let me know what you think on every video. Let me know your opinion, because I'm basically sharing what I have and what I've done, right? I would like to hear what you guys think as well. So please, if you have never commented, let today be the first time that you comment, and feel free to just introduce yourself. Let me know who you are and where you're watching me from. I think that is the only way I get to connect with you guys and know who is watching me and who is not. So please feel free to do that. And if you have never liked a video, go ahead and like this video, because that is how YouTube is able to publish this video so that most people see it as well, and we are able to grow as a channel. And if today is the first time that you're watching any video from us, I want to say welcome to the Semenshia family. Here at Semenshia Farm, we talk about innovative way of farming in Africa, where I basically share all my ideas, mistakes, and success with you, so that if in case you decide to make any agricultural project wherever you find yourself, you will have the right information so that you don't repeat the mistakes I have made in the past. And also, having the knowledge is just key, because when I wanted to start a couple of years back, there was nothing on cattle farming. And why? It's because we've left this sector to our old folks who are not using technology, using any innovation, because we the youth are running away from farming because we've not seen any success when our parents did it, and therefore we're running to the city. I'm here to encourage you that there is a lot to be done and a lot for us to learn and continue to do here, and that's why I'm sharing all the information, and hopefully you will be encouraged. So if this is the kind of content that you would like to see more of, then go ahead and smash that subscription button so that anytime I release any video, you can come and be able to watch and join the Semenshia family as well. But let's dive right into today's topic. So guys, where did I start from, and where am I today? And that's what I'm going to share with you in terms of workers. I released a video about a year ago about my heroes, and if you really want to get to know the people that I work with, that's the link above here. Go and watch it. I'll also try and link it somewhere in this video as well, so that you can watch it. And they are truly my heroes, because they are the success of everything that you see here at Semenshia Farms, and there is no doubt about that. And I know that the question that most of you are asking is, Fred, how did you get from here to where you are now? How did you even find these people? And I know I've shared most of the stories, but for those of you that haven't still watched the videos of my heroes, I'm going to share this with you once again. So Alangwa, who is basically the head in charge of the poultry farm, started as a friend. So Alangwa and I are from the same community here, and he was a painter. He painted my school. We became close, and then he started helping me out. But we've had conversations around, creating something that is more sustainable, since the painting business was on and off, and so on. So I traveled to the US, and we had talked about, I have shared with him how I wanted to start the poultry business, because by then the cattle had already started. And when I was in the US, he showed interest. So I was like, great, let's test it out and see. So I tried him with about 200 chicks, and we rented a pen, which we were paying about less than $10 a month, because I didn't want to commit fully into it. I wanted to, start gradually. And if he cannot handle 200 chicks, then there's no way I was going to waste my time in such an investment at this point. So I'm ready, or I have somebody else. So we started with 200, and the brooding process went well. We lost a couple, but it was okay. We were all learning. Alangwa has never done anything with poultry farming. I have never done anything with poultry farm. We were trying to even get knowledge outside. We weren't getting. So there was a lot of issues, but we learned, right? And he did well with 200. And then later, I realized that he actually was doing great. So what we did is we added another 300 to it, to what we already have. And then later I came back and saw that, okay, we've gotten enough experience, so let me start investing into it. And that is when I started building my structure, and we brought more things in. So over the years, I've been working with Alangwa, and truly, I don't treat him as my employee, right? I basically have empowered him to take a lot of decisions, whilst I come around and I share my vision and my ideas with him, and allow him to work and find the workers, and so on, and work along. So, I provide the necessary support. Of course, where I need to step in and be firm, I will do. Where I need to share the designs or the workout with him, I will do that. Give him the resources to be able to be successful and the guidance that he needs. But I think, I gave him that ownership to feel like, he's part of what we're doing and not just working for me and leaving. So I think that has created a very good relationship between us. Not just money, but how you treat them, also is very important. And moving there to the cattle farm, Seidu was the first cattle farmer, and I've shared a story with Seidu as well with you guys. Seidu, I met his dad when I was actually on my way to buy cows, and his dad was standing by the roadside looking for a car with a couple of other guys, and I stopped and actually picked them into my car. I was using the Land Rover by then. So I picked them up, and on our way, I told them that I was going to buy cows. And they all told me, oh, they're also cattle farmers. And then the discussion and conversation started. And Seidu's father said, you know what, I have a son. I will let him come and help you when you start. So that's how I got Seidu. But after some time, unfortunately, the father passed away. May his soul rest in perfect peace. So Seidu had to go back. Between that, we had some really, really bad Fulani herdsmen come here. And I learned my lesson, because in the beginning, I got it easy. And after that experience, I then decided to reach out to the Fulani committee in this area. And they have like a chief. So I will go to that man and say, you know what, I want a Fulani herdsman for my project. By so doing, if he recommends somebody to me, then I have a trace of the person in case anything happens. His reputation is also, on the line. And, God willing, like, he knows me in this community. Most people, know me. So basically, when I went there to ask him, he knew that, if he's giving somebody to me, he needs to give me somebody that he can trust. So that was another way of securing a good Fulani herdsman that I have here. The second Fulani herdsman and the strategy was through my veterinary officer. So veterinary officers visit a lot of farms, more than we even do. So what I did was reach out to him to talk to some farm owners, because most Fulanese works in groups. So their brothers might visit them, they will have an uncle or their son might even be of age to be able to go on his own, right, and work. So I started telling him to tell people who probably have an extra hand that they could lend to me. And through that, I actually got Yaya from him, because his Fulani herdsman, which is Yaya's father, had Yaya who was of age and ready to work on his own. So Yaya moved here with his family, and now basically they are working with me now. So I have two Fulani herdsmen that are very, very, very great, and I love working with Yaya. He's a very nice guy, and I think it's been those two strategies has saved me since Seidu left. So if you're thinking about going into cattle farm or any livestock farmer, it would be great to first of all reach out to your veterinary officer in the community, or reach out to either the Muslim community, the Fulani herdsmen community, whatever community that is available that you think could be able to help you, so that you don't end up getting somebody you don't know, and when something happens, you have nowhere to go. So the poultry farm too has had some issues with people that we need to support Alangwa as we scale. And the issue has been that Alangwa was focusing on people that were in the community. And the crazy thing is the young guys that are coming here nowadays, oh my God, guys, I don't know if you agree with me, but they don't want to work. Those guys want to dress up and sit by the roadside and chat, and now they're calling something called scammers and stuff. The youth don't want to work. When I finished high school, I had to go do a lot of labor work, before my results came. The guys now want to dress up and be on the street. So when they even come here and they realize, okay, this work is too difficult, they are gone. Because they're also not paying water bill, light bill, they are not buying food, their parents are feeding them. So at that young age, they have no sort of inspiration to actually do any hard work or to work. And the farm work is not easy, guys. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's determination and a lot of hard work to be able to make it work. So I think that side too has faced a little bit of issue, but since Alangwa is the manager, he's been handling that. But recently, I started adopting a new strategy where my 100 acres is, and I was planting corn. And that was a whole challenge because, in Ghana, we all depend on the rainfall. And now is when I'm starting to do irrigation. But we all depend on the rainy season. So when it rains, that is when I want to start planting my corn. But don't forget, the entire community are farmers. So they also want to start planting their corn within that same season. So what happens? Finding laborers is hard because the laborers are also farming. So when it rains, everybody wants to plant, but everybody also wants to go to their farm, and nobody's willing to come to your farm. So even if you have money to hire laborers, it becomes hard for you. I have tractors, I try to do mechanized, but I don't have planters. I don't have sprayers, so I need people to plant and to be able to spray. And for 100 acres, you need a lot of people. And that has been the biggest issue for me there. So a friend of mine actually recommended something to me that he has been doing with his cashew farm. And what he does is he basically go to Cote d'Ivoire and bring people from there. I think Cote d'Ivoire, Togo, Burkina, who are willing to come and do farm work for a year. So whatever negotiation you have with them is for a whole year. And at the end of the year, they will decide to either go back or they will stay and continue another year with you, depending on mostly how you treat them, because they want money, they are here to work, they are farmers as well. So lucky enough for me, he had some that have completed work here and wanted another work. So I had to build, like a house at the farm for them and everything. And the deal is that you will feed them, you provide health insurance for them in case they are sick, and basically provide them with their basic needs, whilst they have a bulk amount sitting there to be collected at the end of the year. But so doing, it really helped me focus because I knew that I have people that are committed to whatever I'm doing for an entire year. So even if I want to plant maize, I know in a year I can plant 2 times because I have people that are not going to quit on me. Because that's the most scary thing. You have laborers, they plant, and if you want them to come and spray, you can't find them. If you want them to come and harvest, you can't find them. What is going to happen to your crops? It's probably going to end up in among the weeds and rot. So that really helped me. And over the past 2 years, that have been my strategy at the 100-acre farm, and it has really yielded results. And most of the people that work with me to decide to either stay and work for the next year, and that has been super, super helpful. And sometimes they will even bring their families as well to even come because they are looking for a job. And because I have 100 acres, I always need about at least 4 to 5 people at the farm so that they can be doing different things at different times. So that has been like one of the good strategies that I've used. Aside that, I think basically the most important thing and advice I would give to you guys is how you treat people. You know, no matter what they do, even their laborers, their cleaners, whatever they do at your farm, it is very important that you make them feel comfortable and an environment that they are happy to work in. You need to treat them well, right? You can't use their title or the nature of work that they are doing to define them or to either respect them or not. At the end of the day, we are all human before our titles. And to me, that is very key, that we understand and tell ourselves that we are human before we become Fulani herdsmen, before we become poultry farmers, before we become owner of a poultry farmer or a feeder or somebody who weeds your land. And once you have that mentality, when you're talking to them, when you're interacting with them, you're able to start with that candid human attitude that is expected of you, and the respect and the humor that you need to deliver. And that is how I treat the people at my farm. I try my best to be as respectful and as, you know, nice to them as I need to. You know, and if there's something that I cannot do, I explain to them why I cannot do, so that at least they understand what is going on in my head, right? Nobody likes to work in an environment that is not conducive, that they are not happy with. So the little things that you can do to make sure that they are happy, let's make sure that we do it. Simple things like even buying them credit, right? Yesterday, for example, when I came, one of them came and gave one of the workers 1 cedi to go and buy credit in town for him. And I said, no, take it back. I took my phone and I transferred 5 cedis to him. 5 cedis is not going to cost me anything, but it's that kind gesture, right, to him. It's like, oh, Masa is here. Like, you know, he has helped me. I think it's a plus for you, because they are the ones that are making you money. If they are not there, you don't have a farm. So really treating them with respect and kindness is very important. The number 2 advice that I'll give to you is be straightforward with people. Let them know if it's salary based, if it's commission based, if it's being part of the business. I'm referring here to families and close friends. It's very important that sometimes when we start a project, we are like, oh, you know, my auntie's son, let him come and support me. And he will come. The son doesn't know whether he's part of the business or he's being paid a salary, and there is that ambiguity around it. And mostly what ends up is they either accuse you of not being the good person and not treating them well, or they feel like the business belongs to them, but in your mind, they are just your worker. I think being transparent and being very straightforward in the beginning will help you understand, and they will also know what they are committing to and be able to work accordingly. Right? And I hope there is more that needs to be shared, but I also don't want this video to be that a long video that is boring. So I'm gonna end here, but if you guys need to talk to me directly, go ahead into the description. I've linked a link in there. You can schedule a meeting with me and speak to me one-on-one. I can share in detail what I do, how I source my people, and so on with you, and you guys can learn something from it. And I hope this is helpful. I'm trying to be as practical and what has worked for me as I can with you guys, and I hope you've learned something from this. Don't forget to comment, share your views, let me know what you think about this video, and I'll see you next week with another video.